Let's solve this lead code problem. Contains duplicate. Given an array of numbers, we have to return true. The value appears at least twice in the array. So here one appears twice in the array, so you have to return true. So here no number in this no number appeared twice in the array, so you have to return false. Okay, this is a simple thing, and to solve it in a better time complexity, suppose if you want to solve it in order of n time complexity, right? The best way to think of a solution is you have to keep on traversing the number, right? And when you find a duplicate, you have to return true, right? So which means while traversing this number, we have to store this number somewhere, right? I traverse number one, I traverse, okay, I traverse number one. Then after traversing true, we have to check whether you have traversed it here, right? And again, when you come to 3, you have to check whether you have traversed 3 here. Okay, so you have to store the numbers somewhere, and then you have to check. Okay, now if you want to store the number somewhere, what data structure to use to store the number? Okay, you can use two things. One is set. Set is nothing but a collection of numbers. Okay, a collection of numbers, and it will not have duplicate values, right? If suppose you try to store 1, you try to store 2, again if you try to store 1, it will not get stored. Okay, you cannot store duplicate values in a set. And you can store the values in the set, and then you can check whenever you get a new number, you can set whether the value is already there in the set or not. If the value is already there in the set, then it is a duplicate, you can return true. Okay, but when you use set, what is the disadvantage is, if you want to check a particular value is present in the set or not, you have to traverse the complete set. Then only you will know whether the value is present or not, right? So this will again, the searching in the set will take again order of n time complexity. Okay, and there, what is the other data structure you can use? You can use a hash map. Okay, so in Java, you can use a hash set, which is what I explained right now, or you can use a hash map. So hash set implements your set interface, and hash map implements map interface. Now, what is the advantage of hash map? Hash map stores the value as key value pair, right? You can just store as one came. So one came now, one true you can store, or any value you can store. Comma, two came now, two true, or any value you can store. Okay, and then like this you can store a key and a value pair. Now when you want to check whether 3 came or not, right? In set, what you have to do, you have to go search 1, 2, 3, you have to go all the item and check whether 3 came or not. But in hash map, you can just you are showing key value pair. You can just check whether the key value 3 is there in the hash map or not. This searching for this value in a hash map is order of 1 time complexity. We are going to just check whether that particular value is the key here, right? So in order of 1 time complexity, you can search in a hash map. Okay, so this problem can be either solved using hash set or hash map. Okay, we will try to solve using set and the map. Both the things we'll try to solve here. Okay, so we'll try to solve. First, we have to declare a hash set. So hash set, and here in the hash set we are going to use integer. Okay, before we code, we need to find the logic for this. Okay, always before you start coding, find out the logic. The first one is, in this we have to, when you traverse these values, right, we have to store the value somewhere, right? For that you have to declare the data structure. So declare a set. Okay, second thing is you have to go over all the item. Okay, so loop over all the items, right? So in the loop, right, you first you take a number, you have to check whether that is there in the set. Okay, check if number, the person number, right, this number in set. If the number is already set, the set means it's what? Right? Then it is a duplicate, right? Okay, so then you have to return true. If the number is not there in the set, then you have to add the number to the set. Okay, so then else now you have to add the number to set. Okay, suppose anytime you come, you suppose 1 is added, 2 is added, 3 is added. Now again 1 comes. You check whether it is there in the set or not. Yeah, it is there in the set. That means you have to return true. If you have added, suppose this is 4, like this is 4, you would have added all the numbers and the loop would have finished. If the loop would have finished, it means that all the numbers are unique. That time you have to return false. So this is the logic, right? So to implement this logic using Java, here the first thing I declare the hash set. Okay, this is the way, this hash set is a collection. This is the way you declare a hash set. Okay, and this hash set, right, you have to specify what is the value you are going to store. And here I specify this is an integer, right? I'm going to store an integer. This integer is basically a class which is an object. It's used to store an integer value, right? So in hash set or in all the Java collections, right, you can store only objects. Okay, you cannot store primitive data type like int. Okay, so you have to specify a class name here. Okay, so this is new of hash set. Okay, and this is how the syntax to declare a hash set, and then I have to loop over all the item. In Java, this is how you have to loop over all the array, right? So every time you loop iterates, each element will come to the val. Okay, I'm first checking if that value is present in the hash set. The hash set dot contains. The value is present, I'm returning true. Else I'm adding the value. When the loop finishes, I'm returning false. The simple logic you can follow. The same thing you can do in Python or JavaScript. Only difference is the way you declare the hash set and the way you loop will be different in different languages, but the logic is same. Okay, other thing you can use hash map. Hash map stores a key value pair. So here what I'm going to do is I'm just storing the whatever value in the array, right? That I'm going to store as a key, so that's an integer. Whether it is present or not, I'm going to store a value will be boolean, right? So usually all the value, if I'm just checking whether that value is present in my hash map. So for that I will use contains key, hash map dot contains key. If the value is present, true, I return true. Otherwise I put the value and I put always true in the hash map, right? And otherwise I return false.